Hi! On the Woodpecker today, we spent the last 2 weeks at the cottage. And what's more fun than making new cobbles? You might think that we spent all summer at the cottage, but that wasn't really the case. I made stuff in my shop, you will see it soon. But what can we say? We love the peace and quiet we find here, so it's hard to stay away. Last time, Renée and I shoveled some sand and picked some rocks to make concrete. Now it's time to do something with them. We installed our mixer where we usually park the pickup, and it's a go. Unfortunately, my electric motor doesn't want to work for more than a couple of minutes. I replaced it with our old lawnmower motor. Mixing concrete is not really hard. A little bit of water, followed by some rocks. Then I add the cement powder. When this is well mixed, I add the sand. I empty the bucket in 2 steps. Next, we empty the mixer into a wheelbarrow. Then we pour that on the ground into the cobble mold. And we do it all over again and again. I always take care of the heavy part of the job, while Renée takes care of the important stuff. This is really repetitive and mindless. But we have small pauses because the tank of the lawnmower is far from the 125-liter tank of my pickup. Seeing our sidewalk getting longer before our eyes is our reward. 6 hours later, we don't have any more Portland cement left. So it's time to clean our tools. I take care of the mixer, while Renée takes care of the rest. It's not the most fun part of the day, but it has to be done. The result, though, is pleasing. As you can see, we're missing some cobbles here and there. But it's not really a problem because we always begin the day by making extra for the spots where the mold can't lay directly on the ground. 2 days later, it's time to move those cobbles to finish the job. Renée brings me the missing ones and I put them in place. This way, it's possible to go over the roots. Since we've been using this mold for many years, we gave a name to each piece of it. It's easier when we need one in particular. There's the square, the finger, the whale, the Texas, the crown, the shield, and finally the moon. I really like these shapes because it's easier to lay them differently when you need to change the angle of a boardwalk without making it look too awkward. But it's not over yet. We need to fill in the cracks. Here we just use sand. I spread sand here and there and we work it inside the cracks with a broom. In the end, we're happy with the result. But our love of concrete here is not new. The very first thing we made out of concrete was the 4 pillars of the shed. Then we dug 4 feet deep to pour the 11 pillars to support the cottage. This was in 1994. 9 years later, in 2003, I brought my mixer here and we made this huge block. It had to be big to support my 64 feet tall tower. But I wanted even more support, so we poured more concrete blocks to make the 3 anchors for the guy wires. Okay, we don't see them anymore, but they're there. The next year, in 2004, we replaced our wooden sidewalk. As you can see, it was not a whim. I made a simple mold out of 2x4s and we poured concrete directly on the ground. 20 years ago, this mixer was already ancient, and even then, we were using the lawnmower motor to make it work. This makes me realize that maybe I should give it an oil change. I never did one. It took us 2 days to make our sidewalk, but almost 20 years later, it's still there. It runs in front of the cottage and goes up to the shed. There's even a small step to go inside. The other branch goes to the shower and to the outhouse. But the most surprising thing about it is that there's only one crack in our 85-foot front path. And there's more. We also have our patio. For several years, we had those rocks, but it was hard to lay a table on them. With our concrete cobbles, it's easier. We did this over several years. We started here just beside the front path. Here, it's obvious that the cobbles on my right are not the same as the ones beside them. It was not the same concrete that was poured another year. In several years, we managed to make our patio. We loved it so much that we also made another sidewalk on the other side of the cottage. We also poured the base for the propane tank and the rain barrel. Another year, we did the back of the cottage. At this point, it was possible to go around the cottage without stepping into mud. But it was not the case when we went to the watershed. So we continued the sidewalk up to the old rocks. But since it's now possible to come here by truck, we extended our patio. Up to where I stand, we made this 2 years ago. Last year, in 2 mixing frenzies, we went up to here. Now we went another 15 feet. Renée doesn't want us to cover all our parking with concrete. We'll see about this. Besides doing this, we got some rest. It was difficult to do stuff outside in this weather. So I took the opportunity to work on my charging surveillance station and also on the new power display inside the cottage. I made the box at home before coming here. These were our last weeks at the cottage. We'll see each other soon in the shop on the Woodpecker.